4 times. 4 times Barcelona have beaten Real Madrid this season. 4 times. In 3 different tournaments. Whether it's 4-0, whether it's 5-2, whether it's 3-2, or whether it's now 4-3. They've destroyed us 4 times. They've beaten us 4 times. They've embarrassed us 4 times. 4 times, bro. They've scored 16 goals against us in 4 games. This is the first time since 2014 Barcelona has beaten Real Madrid. 4 times in 1 season. And if you go back in 2014 was such an amazing year. The first thing you think of is La Decima. The second thing you think of is the fact that Proton VPN existed, fam. Proton VPN was discovered. This is why 11 years later, Proton VPN is still going strong, where you can watch anything on Proton VPN, any streams, anything, any shows. You can just stream on Proton VPN. So if you want to go back to the good days, if you want to go back to the great days, the same way I always do, fam. I always go back. I go back in the prime. I go back in the day. And the only way I can do it is by using Proton. And that's the best way you can use it as well. Because this Madrid players, they've not been using Proton. They haven't been using it. Because look at the season, 4 times. 4 times, bro. 16 goals against us this season. And alhamdulillah, it's all over. Thank God it's all over. Thank God it's all over. It's finished. Imagine going out every time and getting destroyed. Imagine getting beat by the same team and get knocked out from the same team in 3 different tournaments. You won the league, boom, boom. 2 slaps. Home and away. Super Cup, boom, 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 boom. 5 goals. What? The Copa del Rey, boom, boom, boom. 3 goals. 16 goals against us, bro, in 1 season. You guys do know how many goals we've scored in the last 9 games? 12. Real Madrid have scored 13 goals in the last 9 games. 13. Barcelona have scored 14. 16, apologies, in 4 games. Let's talk about it, as always. Let's talk about how. The lineup. And you guys know how. You guys know what's how. And trust me, the haywan of the match today goes to so many players. So many bombs. Only, honestly speaking, only one man, couple more, really true, but only one man can hold his head high and say to himself, I've done everything that I can and this team just let me down. Only one man can leave this game with a smile on his face. Only one man can leave today's game and say, you know what, I left for something. The rest of the 10 players, specifically one person who went off towards the end of the game. Listen, how is it 4 times a season we play the same lineup? We lost already 3 times to Barcelona. We lost 3 times to Barcelona already. And if you go back to the last 3 times, the main reason why we lost it is because of the fact Barcelona is better than us. They are better than us. Way better than us. No system. Easy defensively. But there's also one more component. There's also one more reason. And that is because of the fact Lucas Vazquez has been a liability. The first half is the biggest example of that. The first half is the biggest illustration of that. The first half actually started well. The first half started very well for Real Madrid. We scored 2 goals within the first 16 minutes. Things was going right. The goal that Mbappe scored, the first goal, the penalty that he scored, things was looking perfect. It was looking ideal. We were taking advantage. The first 15 minutes, you can tell Barcelona was tired. They just played 3 days ago. They played 120 minutes. Most of the players played 120 minutes. You can tell the first 15 minutes, they looked exhausted. They looked tired. We looked better. We had a week off. We had a week break. Surely we should look fresher. We should look more hungrier. We should look more ready. Because this Barcelona are coming to this game on a bad form, on a bad momentum. The fact that they lost, they bottled it against Inter Milan in the last seconds. They are coming to this game very disencouraged. We should have seen this game. We should have taken advantage. And we did. The first 15 minutes, 2 goals, bro. 2 goals, first 15 minutes. The best start that we could have imagined. But what happened then? How is it they can score 3 goals in 15 minutes, and all 3 goals are individual mistakes? All 3 goals are stupid mistakes. The first goal, Eric Garcia, how is he wide open inside the box? How can you leave him wide open inside the box? Why did no one anticipate his run? Why did no one track his run? What kind of man marking is this? And how can you even leave him wide open, literally in the middle of the box, bro? Of course he's going to score that. I'm not too sure if it was Raul's man, if it's Frank Garcia. Who? Why can you? I think it was Raul's man. How can you leave him wide open? The second goal. They're playing 1-2. They're playing 1-2-3 passes, literally outside our own box. Outside our own box. And whilst they do that, how is Lamine Yamal wide open literally there? How can you leave Lamine Yamal wide open? Go back to the goal. Lamine was literally wide open inside our own box. When he got the pass, he had the time, he had the patience, he literally positioned himself, he waited for the right moment, he positioned himself, and he shot. He had about 5 seconds from the moment he got the ball because he was wide open. There was no press. I don't know where Frank Garcia was. I don't know where Ceballos was. I don't know where it was Jude were. I don't know where Vinny were. How are you leaving the best player in the world wide open? Wide open in our own box. And then moments later, Lucas Vazquez loses the ball. Lucas Vazquez loses the ball. Stupidly loses the ball. Gets intercepted. Rafinha makes a 3-2. And from 2-0 up, after 15 minutes, Madrid was 3-2. Madrid was down by 3-2 after then the 35th minute. 20 games just like that. 20 minutes just like that. The game changed just like this. And you can blame it on so many figures. You can blame it on so many players. And I'll get to the player performances. I'll get to the player ratings. I'll get to the players who disappointed. But it's just Paul. And at this point, it's not even a system issue. The way we concede those goals is just individual mistakes and just individual errors. It's just a team who isn't good enough. It's just a team who's not confident enough. It's just a team that is, for the whole season, has just been cheeks. And there was people in the chat that mentioned to me that, we're losing because of the fact that injuries has hurt us. How is it injuries? How is it injuries when really and truly, Lucas Vazquez is not a right back, Dani Carvajal's out. Tchouaméni, yes, fair enough, Rudiger's out. That's 2 players. But look at the rest 11. Frank Garcia is a rotation with him and Mendy. Mendy has never been a consistent left back. Mendy and Frank Garcia is rotation. So these two has been, a lot of people have been asking, forget Camavinga. Camavinga is having a poor 2025. A lot of people since they bench Camavinga, start Ceballos, here you go. Ceballos a starter, Fede is a starter, Jude is a starter, Vinny, Mbappe, Arda. The only 2 players that we missed really and truly of injuries is 2 players, and that's Carvajal and Rudiger. Look at Barcelona. Barcelona had no right back, and they had no left back, and they had no striker. So injuries was never the issue. It's the players. The players are just not good enough. They just show no desire, bro. The thing is what pissed me off. There was no intent with the fact that, yes, we're winning 2-0. If we win this game, we're 1 point behind Barcelona. If we put more pressure on Barcelona, Barcelona will be out of the game. We know Barcelona have been very good at coming back in so many games. They've done it twice against Inter. They've done it against so many teams this season. Barcelona are incredible of coming back. They always come back. They did it twice this season against us. Go back to the 5-2. We were leading 1-0 in the 5-2 in the Super Cup. Go back to the Copa del Rey. We were 2-1 up. So we should have known Barcelona would come back. But we should have, this time around, be mentally prepared for that. We should have been prepared to when they were going to come back. And even if they did come back, we would have responded well. Or how about trying to avoid them coming back? How about we make it difficult for them? How about we put the dagger in them? So easy. So easy, bro. Look at this. So easy. And instead of us killing the dagger, making it 3-0, they had the dagger. They had the dagger towards the end of the first half to make it 4-2. And at 4-2, everyone knew it was done. At 4-2, the game was finished. Yes, we scored to make it 4-3. Mbappe scored to make the hattie, and we had chances after that. Last minute final pass not working out against us. Munoz coming on in the last second, missing an easy chance. We had chances to make it 4-4. But at the same time, while we had chances, Barca had chances. Barca could have made a 5-2. They could have made a 6-2. They could have scored so many goals if it wasn't for us. If it wasn't for them being bad in terms of the fight. Rafinha, open goal. There was some questionable refereeing decisions, which you can even say there was. But the point is, Barcelona has now won the league. The point is, they've beaten us 4 times this season. And the point is, some of these players are not good enough. Some of the players have not shown enough this season. Thibaut Courtois, when you look at it, there's nothing really much he could have done. He's been let down by the team. Lucas Vazquez is my biggest issue. And thank God, by the way, he's leaving. He's announced himself that he's leaving. Alhamdulillah, we're not going to extend his contract. But this is my problem. You, as a manager, when you see things go bad against you, when things don't go well, you get told this. Forget football. You get told this in life. If you commit a mistake 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, what does your parent tell you? Don't do it again. Why are you committing the same issue? You know he is the biggest issue. He is the biggest liability. In every game, he is at least responsible for 1 or 2 goals that we concede. Why do you still say to yourself, let me start him? Yes, you can say there's no options. Carvajal's not here. Trent is not here yet. You can put Fede in there. And put Luka Modric in the middle. You could put Raul in there. Put Ramon as a centre-back. Do something. Give me something. If we had lost this game because you tried tactically, then I'll put my hands up and say, you know what, bro? At least you tried. At least you had an idea. At least you thought of something. This isn't thinking of something. You're just going with the easiest thing that you get. What? You just go with the easy target. You just go with everything that's easy in front of you. Everything that's okay in front of you. There's that's no challenges. Like the easy decision was to take Arda Güler off. That was the easy decision. Because you taking Arda off is the easy decision. You know he's not going to complain. You know not a lot of people's going to say anything. You know he hasn't played enough. You know his age is there. That's an easy target. But really and truly, if you look at it, Arda Güler wasn't the issue in the first half. Arda Güler was far from the issue. Arda Güler had 2 passes that he passed to Mbappe. Mbappe was a bit too slow to get to the ball. Arda Güler was far from the issue. The issue is that we never got the ball to Arda Güler. The issue was defensively. You scapegoated Arda Güler by taking off in the 45 minutes. That wasn't the issue. Modric coming on changed the game. But Brahim coming on didn't do anything. Brahim coming on didn't really do anything. Arda Güler was an easy scapegoat because, again, there is nothing that you do. You don't like challenges. You don't like to try new things out. Tchouaméni, I don't blame Tchouaméni. I don't blame, even if he had a bad game, I don't blame Tchouaméni because he's not a centre-back. For the past couple of weeks, he's been playing so good as a defensive midfielder. And just like last season, this season we're forcing him to play as a centre-back. He is not a centre-back. He can play centre-back, but that's not where you want to play. Raul, I think he got too animated. I think he lost his head, and I think this game, you could tell, was too big for him. You can tell the Barcelona players were smart to rattle him in certain times. He was lucky, to be fair, to be even stayed on the pitch. The tackle that he made on Ferran Torres, for me, was a red card. Bad tackle. In behind, there was no ball contact. There was a clear challenge on him. There was a clear contact on Ferran Torres. That was a red card, and especially in behind. That's a red card. He got fortunate that he stayed on. Fran Garcia is not a football player, fam. Fran Garcia is just cheeks. He's ass. He is so ass, bro. Ceballos was non-existent. Ceballos, one of the goals that we conceded was because of him. Ceballos, you can tell, yeah, we might have hyped him up way too much. That little couple passes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 each other, and before he got injured, that might have hyped it up too much. We gassed it up. This Donny might not be good enough, fam. Fede, I feel sorry for him. Because when he went down, you could tell he was injured. You can tell he was hurt. You can tell we forced the hell out of him. Arda Güler, like I said to you, he didn't play well. But we never got the ball to him. Arda Güler is not someone that you expect to be off the ball player. Arda Güler is on the ball. Arda Güler is give me the ball and I can create something. And whenever he did have the ball, he tried to find the pass in between the defense. Like Arda Güler wasn't the issue. And if we had continued and stuck with Arda Güler, we would have done so well. We would have gotten at least something from the game. But he was an easy scapegoat. Such an easy scapegoat. Mbappe is the only player that can leave this game with something. Mbappe is the only player that can leave this game and say, I tried. It felt like in the second half, when he scored that hattie, when he tried to make it 4-4, it felt like it was 1v11. He was the only player that actually showed heart, showed intent, showed that at least he wanted something. And that's what I wanted. I wanted the players to show me they wanted it. No player showed me that. There wasn't a single player that I saw from anyone that I said to myself, they want it. No one showed me that. No one gave me that vibe. Specifically from this Donny right here. This Donny right here, you are embarrassing. You have some shame. Have some shame, Vinny. Have some shame. This whole year you've given me nothing. And again, I'm not going to say get him out. I'm not going to say sell him. I'm not going to say 1, 2, 3. I'm still, like I said to you, I've been saying this whole season, you've got money in the bank. You have got money in the bank. You deserve a bad season after what you've done in the last 3 years. So I'm not going to get and say, get him out. But one thing I will do is I'll criticize the hell out of you. Because today's game, once again, what I've seen throughout this whole year is just inconsistent. It's just no end product. No final pass. Twice, you were in good position, but your touch failed you. One time where you were Vinny, and you were running and Vinny and Mbappe was inside the box. One bad cross where it got intercepted by Christensen. But it's not even a great interception. It's just a bad pass attempted. You showed no influence in the game throughout the whole game. And then you had the audacity to go out and say, I'm going to be real. You went off because you played bad. Don't give me this injury nonsense. You went off because you played bad, fam. Just like the whole team played bad. And I said, like I said, only Mbappe really and truly can leave this game and say to himself, I did something, I tried. But at the same time, the reality is, thank God. The reality is, thank God this is all over. We have seen it 4 times this season. We've seen it throughout the whole season. Alhamdulillah, it's finished. It's over. Next season is a new era. Next season is a new start. Next season with a different manager, we're about to see something else. But Barcelona, in reality, the truth is, they deserved it. The truth is, they were the better team. The truth is, they've been the better team throughout this whole season. And there's no complaints. We can't even make excuses. We can't. They were the better team. And they've shown this whole season. From Szczesny to Eric Garcia, doing well as a right back, outscoring Vinny in El Clasico so far in 4 games, to Kabasi, to Inigo, to Jaron Martin, who had, even though he was shit, there was no threat possessed towards him, to Frankie and Pedri. Frankie, to be fair, had a bad game. Dani Olmo, to Lamine, to Rafinha leaving with 2 goals, and to Ferran Torres being a dog. Like this whole season, they have been the better team. They have been the way better team. And this right here, them being 7 points ahead of us, it's fully deserved. It's fully deserved. They deserved it from the first game of the season till now. They've been the most consistent team. And the one thing about them, which this season they deserve, is the mentality. Their mentality has been second to none. Second to none. When they go down, they know they're going to come back. And this season, when we go down, we know we're not going to come back. And when we're up, we know we're going to lose the lead. And we've done it so many times this season. Today's was one of them. So in reality, in truth, Barcelona fans, congratulations for winning the league. Congratulations for winning the Copa del Rey. And congratulations for winning the Super Cup. You guys won the domestic treble. That is the domestic treble. The Super, the Copa, and the league. And Real Madrid, we won the treble as well. We won the European Super Cup. We won the Club World Cup. And we won the Pichichi. Mbappe's leaving with something. And we're leaving with something. So you man won a treble, and we got a treble. I'm shameless, wallahi. The fact that I'm how did we get embarrassed once again, fam? Wallahi al-azim, once again. But alhamdulillah, they never did this. Imagine if I saw Rafinha or Gavi or anyone. Imagine if I saw Rafinha specifically. Imagine if Rafinha did this to me. If I saw Rafinha do this, the same way PK did it. Oh my goodness. Put down in the comments what you guys made of the game. Put down in the comments what you guys thought of the game. The season's finally over. The season's finally done. The season, alhamdulillah, is over. But next season, you best believe, it's going to be a new era. It's going to be a new start. And it's going to be a complete new dynasty. And that is Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso. And that is Faysal Hassan and Proton VPN. And if you don't use Proton, if you don't have Proton, if you're not using Proton, then what the hell are you doing with your life? The same way, Real Madrid, what have you guys been doing this whole season with your life? Having Carlo Ancelotti as your manager. Because next season, they're going to have Proton and they're going to have Xabi Alonso. And the whole of next season is going to be changed. And if you want to be part of that as well, you know what to do.